You're listening to KFWB News Talk 980. My name is Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy, and we invite you to join us Monday through Friday from 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock. And this program, we focus on how to begin to deal with some of the challenges of life, and today we're focusing on handling and dealing with anger. I want to know from you, what do you do when you find yourself in a situation where you can feel yourself getting angry? What do you do to catch yourself before you go over the edge? I want to know how you handle that. I know at some point in time you had to learn how to do that because, you know, anger is the wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. That's the quote for the day. And so we're talking about how you deal with anger. The number to call to get in this conversation and so I can hear your story is 888-539-2980. When did you lose it? How did you lose it? And how do you now deal with it? The number 888-539-2980. Gary, thank you so much for calling. Thank you for listening. Tell me, Gary, when did you lose it?
I lost it back in 1990.
What happened?
I rear-ended a police officer.
You rear-ended a police officer? Wow.
I rear-ended a police officer, and he had just gotten that new IROC Camaro that they came out with. He had earned a spot into that car, and he went off the rocker, and he came out yelling at me, telling me that he was going to get that car taken away. And I got out the car, and we were nose to nose, face to face. He was calling me names, I was calling him names, and he started to put his hand on his weapon.
Yes.
And I thought he was going to tell me, like, you know, hey, reach for this, you know?
Right.
I was scared. I was really scared. I said, man, this guy's going to set me up or put me into something here, you know, because he really loved that car. He didn't even have it that long, and that was amazing. But I remember Grandpa telling me one time, it's not what goes in the mouth that defies a man, but what comes out that defies a man.
Yes.
So I remembered that. That's what cooled me down. And plus the thought that I was going to get, you know, shot. It was a rough time back in the 90s. We were just going through I think it was the riots at the time, or maybe not. Pretty close in there. It was real rough at the time, and, you know, it was a lot of hatred and stuff going on, and it just wasn't a good thing. And I had a 65 Mustang when I hit him. Now, by all means, I wrecked my car, too.
Yes.
Mine was worth more than that at the time.
Wow.
But mine was all metal.
Oh, okay. And so his car was jacked up, and he was angry.
Oh, it was jacked, and everybody laughed at him when they came. I mean, he was the laughing stock. When all the cops got there, they're all smiling and laughing. You know how cops are.
Yes.
Believe it or not, they didn't feel sorry for him one bit because he got the IROC and other people wanted it, and then there it was wrecked, you know.
Oh, my God.
And they knew what was going to happen, too, that they were going to take that thing away, and he was going to go back to the old squad car, you know. And
oh, my goodness.
But I lost it. I really did. But I controlled it by remembering those things and just remembering that, you know, life is worth more than the argument. Because a lot of people get killed when they get in those situations.
Absolutely. Man, let me tell you something. Whenever I'm stopped by a cop, a friend of mine, she was pulled over by police. She didn't have her lights on. And the cops pulled up, and they had a cop go to her side, and one came on my side, and he had his hand on his gun, and I put both my hands out of the car. So he said, why do you have both your hands out of the car? Are you committing a crime? I said, sir, I am an innocent person. I'm an American citizen. You are a police officer. I said, you are white. You have your hands on your gun. I am black, and people who look like me, you kill them and say they're reaching for a gun. Both my hands are out of the window. I hope your camera's on. He said, well, you can relax and put your hand back in the window. I said, sir, I'm a black man in America. People like you kill people like me and say we're reaching for a gun. You have your hands on your gun. As long as you keep your hand on your gun, I will keep my hands out of this window. I mean you no harm. I'm a law-abiding citizen. And he got angry. His face turned red. He said, whatever. I said, yes, sir. I'm an innocent man, sir. My hand's out the window. I'm a black man in America. I don't want to be shot by you. I got children. I'm a law-abiding citizen. And so they left. He turned to his partner and said, he must be crazy. Hell, I'm still alive.
It was the opposite for me. He was saying, hey, white boy, I had to kill you for wrecking into my car.
Yeah, so you had to back down because you wanted to live, Ed. He wouldn't have shot you. No. See, if I'd have gotten shot, they'd have gave him 10,000 green stamps.
He looked mad like he was going to do something.
Yeah, he wouldn't have shot you. No, they don't do that now. He ain't crazy. Yeah, he got his job, right? No, you have the complexion of connection. You had to hook up. I didn't have that option. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for calling and sharing your story. But one of the things that you said that's very true is about what comes out of the mouth. And when you're in a volatile situation, you don't want to provoke it. You want to stand still. You want to take a deep breath, because you got to ask yourself, what is it worth? What is it worth? And sometimes we forget that, and it can cost you a whole lot. Hello, are you there? Okay, let me get to line 2. Okay, got you. Hey, how are you, Alicia? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Les. How are you?
I'm great, just to hear the sound of your voice. Tell me, when did you lose it?
Well, I'll tell you. I'm 55 now. I was about 20 years old. I was at the market with my mom, and she's Spanish speaking, and we're pushing the car. We get in line. The line got long. It's Saturday. And this guy, probably about 30 years old, comes, and he has a little basket, and he gets in front of my cart. I said, excuse me, the line is back there, and I don't take any myths. I grew up in South Central Los Angeles. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, the line's back there, very nicely, and he kind of, soft voice said, you know what? The line may be back there, but you know what, MF? I'm going to stay right here.
Wow.
I said, Lord have mercy. I took a deep breath, and my poor mom was behind the little cart, had a cart, and I was on the side of it. So I leaned up to him, close to him, and I said, you know what? You want to see what an MF can do? And you know what I did, Les?
What?
I reached to my waistband as if I had a gun, which I didn't, please. And he looked at me. He said, you know what? You're crazy. I said, you want to see how crazy I am? He looked at me. I looked at him, and I said, you know what? And don't get behind this light, because I don't want to see you. He looked at me, less like, oh, my God. And he walked away to the line way at the end. But now that's when I was 20 years old, and good thing I came to my senses.
Yes.
And I thought, oh, my God, what could have happened if he righteously had a gun?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Well, listen, we've all had those moments where we're temporarily insane. Thank you so much for calling and sharing your story. Thank you. Take care. Listen, we want you to call. The number is 888-539-2980. When have you lost it, and how do you handle your anger now? 888-539-2980, 888-539-2980, and you're listening to KFWB News Talk 980.